Hey everyone, it's me Sloth, and in today's video I'm going to be making a ranger guide. But before I start, I want to let you guys know I have a Discord server now. It's mainly for Vesteria related things. You can like discuss Vesteria stuff there. You can also suggest videos and provide feedback on my videos as well. So if you want to join that, then yeah, link is in the description. Anyway, let's begin on the guide. So first, the ranger subclass trainer location. This one's pretty easy to find. Just go over here, up the mountain, and yeah, just climb this mountain. I'll speed it up. Yeah, so once you're up this mountain, you can join rangers. Keep in mind, once you join rangers, you like lose 20% of your HP. You start off with 80% of your HP as a hunter, but then you minus 20%. It's not that bad though, considering you like never get hit and you get insane DPS. Next, I'll be going over the stat build. Now, for ranger, there's pretty much two builds right now. One would be with the ballista, which is usually 50 dex, rest, strength. But there are other builds. There's a build with dustworm bow where you basically use maybe like 90 dex and an icicle with rest, strength, and you can do a lot of DPS with that as well. But for me, I use a ballista because I don't have a good dustworm bow. 50 dex, rest, strength is pretty good enough. The thing is though, I use a Mogloko mask, which basically 48 dex. You don't really need to put points into dex if you have one, but you will need to put like 10 more points into strength. So yeah, it's just 2 points into dex if you have Mogloko mask, and then the rest into strength. And the skill build. The skill build is pretty self-explanatory. I actually use rock throw because if you're using ranger stance or just using arrows in general, you can actually throw a rock for a little bit of extra DPS. For the hunter book, I don't know. I maxed out barrage. It breaks a lot, but when it does work, it's pretty good. I didn't really max out Shumpo. You could max out Shumpo if you want, but definitely don't max out execute. Just barrage or Shumpo. That's pretty much your choice. Doesn't really make that huge of a difference. And for the ranger book, this one is really self-explanatory. Ricochet or whatever, it sucks so bad you don't want this ability. Max out stance and hail of arrows. Now for the equipment. So, like I said earlier, if you're using a dustworm bow, you might want like an icicle, 90 dex, and rest strength. That would probably be really good. Or 70 dex. If you're using dustworm bow, you probably want more than 50 dex. However, ballista, I'm using that. Anyway, you want Moglo mask. It doesn't matter if it's the strength one or the dex one, but one thing I do recommend is you at least great scroll it. If you can't great scroll it, basic scrolls I guess would work, but if it's just like a clean Mogul mask, just use sand scholar and do 50 dex, rest, strength, or something like that. But I do strongly recommend you at least try to get a fully great scrolled Mogul or Mogloko mask, because these are like really OP. The vest, now the thing about ranger is that you can use a ranging vest, which increases your attack, or a ratty vest, which gives you stats. It doesn't really make that huge of a difference. Don't feel bad using sand scholar vest. I mean, these vests, they give you a lot less defense, but just a little bit of extra DPS. They're kind of hard to get though, so don't feel bad if you end up trying to get like a ranging gear, because those are expensive. Same with ratty vests. For the offhand, or a dagger or whatever, I use the icicle however. I'll get this later in the video. This dagger's last resort is actually like really good if you use pufferfish. Watch this. So if I use icicle, I'll just throw like one hail on this dummy, I guess. You get around like 14.3k DPS. Now, say I use this Digger's Last Resort. I eat like 2 pufferfish. And now I throw a hail. You'll end up doing a lot more DPS with the Digger's Last Resort. You have to have pufferfish though for this, so it might not be that viable, but you do a lot more DPS with the Digger's Last Resort, because what the perk does is you basically, it increases your damage when you're at 20% health, and it works in the offhand. So like the thing about the perk is that you need to be at like a little bit like around 200 HP. I think 205 HP or less, if my math is right, for the perk to work. So you can use like 2 pufferfish here, but then and then you set the axe fast. So that's like around 36,000 to DPS with the perk. If I use icicle, you get a little bit close. I mean, it is a couple thousand more. So yeah, if you can get this perk to work consistently, the Digger's Last Resort is definitely a lot better than Icicle. Unless, maybe, if you're trying out... I haven't tested this properly with a Dustworm bow. So if you're using a Dustworm critical build, whatever, like with the Icicle and the Dustworm bow, that may be better. I haven't tested that yet. If someone in the comments can let me know, that would be very nice. So I'm not going to do PvP tricks in this video because Ranger is so bad at PvP, it's not even worth it. I mean, you can use hail and stuff to maybe one-shot your opponent, but other than that, you have low HP warriors ground slam you right away. It's not that good. Maybe in Coliseum though, if you like use hail in the right spots. Instead though, I'm going to be going over how much loot I get. One thing to know about this build is that you kind of have to time when bosses are going to spawn. If it's in like boss like Yeti, you can do it easily because you know he spawns every hour. But if it's a Doom boss, it's a little harder. Like if you grind Octofiti, by the time you eat the 2 pufferfish when he spawns, he's probably going to be dead because he just dies so quickly. So this build is mainly better if you know when the boss is going to spawn, or if it's a tanky boss like Sericus where you can sort of catch up when you after you eat the pufferfish. Alright, he's spawned now. Let's see how much damage I can do. Oh, yeah, he is... Oh god, don't kill me. So I guess I got some loot. 2 drops out of all these mages. I guess I did more DPS than this guy. So that's gonna be it for this video. I'm gonna release an assassin guide later today. Just remember, if you're using this last resort dagger, make sure that you know when the boss is gonna spawn, because you might miss out on some DPS while eating the pufferfish. And also, you don't get hit because you're gonna die right away. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're enjoying the Vesteria content, and bye.